happy Halloween to all my American Horror Story historians. My name is EJ, and welcome to the second part of part 2 of season 3 of American Horror Stories. My coverage, oh my goodness, this has been quite a journey to get here, but we are at the last 2 episodes of this half of American Horror Stories. We are talking about season 3, episode 8. Yes, I know what it is. I totally don't know what I'm doing. Episode 8, we are talking about Leprechaun. Did I love this episode? Actually, quite a bit. I found this to be one of the most tightly written, easily directed episodes of American Horror Stories I have ever seen. This is what happens when you don't try to reinvent the wheel, when you don't try to do a story that we've never seen before or just try to rip off Black Mirror. You give me a simple vampire leprechaun story, I'm there. I'm sold. I'm good. This story was really interesting. I don't know if it was the filmmaking behind it. I don't know if it was the editing, the pacing, the acting, or just the premise, but it all just easily worked. This was one of the easier ones I've ever had to watch, especially because I watched this pretty late at night, so I was like, oh my goodness, am I going to be able to stay awake? But yeah, I was pretty into this. One of my only complaints is more June Squibb. Come on, if you've seen Thelma this year, you know June Squibb can act, she can perform still. She is an older actress in this industry who has quite a name, but we could have left her doing something more in this episode than just sitting in a room. But again, my grandam diva, maybe she just doesn't want to get up. You know what? Points to you there. But we have like Jessica Barden, who is a great actor. If you guys remember the show Pose, the actor who played Poppy, he was here. We had a solid cast of interesting characters, and watching all of this unfold, it's a simple story of, hey, we want gold in this bank. Well, who is protecting the gold? What is the gold there for? You soon find out. Easy, great, awesome. This is honestly better than most of the Leprechaun movies I've seen, and I love me some Warwick Davis and his evil little shitbag, leprechaun dude, but I liked this story a lot easier than a lot of those stories. But again, it's that simple thing. I want gold. Leprechauns want to protect their gold. Easy to follow. My goodness. I think that's like the biggest thing with this episode is I was so happy that they weren't trying too hard. And I know it's a very odd statement, but again, some of these American Horror Stories like Back Rooms or even Clone, which I liked, were really trying to go deep, really trying to say something, have a message, have a point of view. No, I don't have time. We have like 30, 45 minutes. I don't need you to tell me a life lesson. I need you to entertain me and give me a good horror-filled romp, and that's exactly what this episode was. The episode begins and we are in 1851 in Massachusetts. We meet this man with the most Lucky Charms. They're always after me, Lucky Charms ass accent. Okay, cool, we see him, the greed of him, and it's luring him into this well. He wants the gold, he wants to keep the gold that he has. Well, he falls into the well, is eaten up by vampiric leprechauns. Again, weird concept, but it works for me. This kind of just shows the town's greediness and everything as we go into the modern story and follow Colin and Haley. Colin is a man who's just trying to make it work. His beautiful fiance has a baby on the way, and they just need to support themselves. Well, he has a idea, well, his friends mostly have the idea, to rob a bank, though they cannot get the money in this bank because, again, money is tracked nowadays, but they want the gold. Instantly, when I said, oh my goodness, y'all, going after gold, sorry, even in real life, in the place I live in Florida, if you told me we were going after gold, I think we're going to get attacked by a leprechaun. Maybe it's stereotyping the small leprechaun folk. I am sorry, but my goodness, never go after gold. And we learned that lesson here as Colin, they're trying to get the crew ready. They're trying to build it up. We do see Haley visit her grandmother, who is this older woman played by June Squibb. And I'm like, oh, what's going on there? I will say that the plot twist of her actually being like an elder vampire leprechaun person, it wasn't as shocking, but we'll talk about that in a moment. But I really liked this intro as we prep for the heist. Something about the filmmaking here, something about the editing, it felt so youthful, it felt so fresh and new, it felt like a modern movie, which I loved. Sometimes American Horror Story definitely goes for classic gothic scares, and it just feels so over the top and dramatic. This again felt so modern, so cutting edge. I liked it. I was able to really fall for these characters easily. I knew who Colin was. I knew who the group was. That one, douchebaggy lead guy who was part of the crew, and I got it. I understood it. It was easy, and I liked that. I felt for Colin. I wanted him to do well, even though I thought this decision was horrible, even though when they get into the bank, stupid decisions are even made there. Like, my goodness, you're really going to set up that one guy outside to fail? You're going to have him, the security dude, be the one who takes the fall? Dirty plans. But again, we're seeing these people all be greedy. The greed of this town. Colin believes this town is cursed. Haley says no, that would never be the truth. It's not a curse, it's just me and my family eating y'all up. But sure, great. Yeah, we're seeing all of this kind of build up. Then we get to the night of the heist and things do not go well. I do have to give a special shout out to an actor we don't spend enough time with. His name is Martin. He is the security guard character here. When I saw him up in drags, I was like, yes to this episode. Give me more Martin. Martin does not stick around long. This heist is going okay until it's not going okay. The dude outside who's supposed to be watching, who's going to take the fall, well, he's eaten up. Poppy's, they're all downstairs, trying to find it. They find this big cage that has all the gold in it, and they're like, we've got it. He goes on his own. He dies, and I'm like, oh, so we're left with the two scumbags. Well, Colin's not a scumbag, but, he's not as good as he thinks he is. And we're left with villainous, evil guy. I did not pick up his name. But yeah, they're being attacked downstairs by these vampire leprechaun things. This is not the traditional leprechaun you're thinking. If I'm going to compare to anything, if you remember Leprechaun Origins, it's that weird WWE branded leprechaun movie that they did that was more of like a feral beast. That's kind of what these reminded me of. And yeah, so Colin gets attacked, because his girlfriend's down there. Oh, his girlfriend's down there. Yes, she gets an alert that the bank has an issue, and because she works there. Oh, wow, she's here. Yeah, we find out that all of this has been kind of the town's curse, is these people kind of going after everyone's greed, attacking the gold. And as long as he didn't touch the gold, we will be fine. But Colin had already touched the gold. So he is taken, the blood is drained, and we are fed it to Grandmama. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, that's how we're ending this? That's where we're going with this story? We get half-breed vampire leprechaun people. We get June Squibb in an all-too-small role. Overall, though, I like this episode. I thought this was fun, easy to follow, easy to get into. Just the typical horror scares that we need to really grab us in. American Horror Stories should not be this complicated to get right. Leprechaun shows that we can get it right. What did you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of this video? What did you guys think of American Horror Stories? I have one more episode to review, which was quite a weird, bizarre, surreal episode. I'm tired of surrealism right now. My life is surreal enough. Give me normalcy. But what did you guys think of this American Horror Stories Season 3 Part 2 coverage? Let me know all your feelings down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe to my channel. Alright guys, let's talk about Leprechaun, American Horror Stories, and let's just talk about June Squibb and her iconic self right down below.